Previously on my farming
life. We started Titmuck down the corner there, and then things went wrong from there to there. But yeah, so what we're finding at the minute is that we are in a little bit of a pickle. Everything is in pieces right now. GPS is in, and we are spreading. Perfect stuff. Hello folks, welcome back to my farming life. Hope you're doing very, very well. Today you join me inside my Massey. We are finally, well, what feels like finally, we're back on the field, and I'm taking some lovely time this evening to do a little bit of rolling. It's very chill. The easiest gig in the world on this place. Now that you got GPS, well, you don't have to concentrate. All I need to do is just make sure my GPS engages, then disengages. And around we go. We're currently rolling in some linseed, trying to get rid of some of these big old rocks that just keep appearing. And yeah, it's going in okay. We drilled this the other a few days ago, and then surprisingly there's some rain came along, so that's kind of ruined us from doing anything else. So I'm just kind of doing what I can. We've got an uncle out spreading slurry today, trying to get in on a little bit of stubble, which I'm going to go and plow straight over at South Healy. Because yeah, there's not much else we can do, but yeah, it's going in well. As you can see, the sun has been shining today. Things are drying up nicely as well, so hopefully we'll get a bit more of that, and we'll be looking in a lot better conditions. But yeah, it's just one of those really. Let's go down that one there. We're making it work. We're making the best of it, I suppose. And yeah, lots to get through really. Unfortunately, the Ford is still not back, and it's got worse if anything. We shipped it off the other day to the dealers because we had young Nathan here, the mechanic, and he was having a look through it. It was Trevor's mechanic, and it was decided that it's going to need a lot more of a rummage through, so we don't have it at the minute, which is why my Massey's on here, because the 7810 is unfortunately stuck on the feeder wagon for the most part today. So we're down the tractor, which when you're trying to rush through some cultivations is not ideal, but it's the hand we've been dealt with right now, so we're just trying to make it work. And then the hope is that if it can be fixed, we'll get that rolled around pretty quickly, and then we can get it back in and into the front line, and you know, we'll worry about anything else as and when we have to really. But yeah, so I'm hoping to hear back. Well, we are hoping to hear back fairly soon. It's been there for a few days now. I took it down on a new little low loader that I bought, which is ideally, it's currently being used for the drill, and that was the main reason we bought it. That drill is 4 meters wide, and it's a little bit too wide to take on the road freely, so we picked up a low loader to see if that's going to be a little bit safer to use. So before we stuck the drill on it, we drug that thing down there just to get it out of the way, and yeah, we'll see. No clue what that's going to look like in terms of repair costs or next steps, but you know, when the time comes, I'm sure we will hear. But ideally, yeah, we could really have done with having the tractor right about now. But this means my days are a little bit more frantic at the minute, and we'll find a way to get through it. It really feels like at the moment as well, we're trying to take advantage of the weather when we can, get what we can done, or what we can do done during small spells in the elements, but we've got a lot of work left to do on the field. Really need to get a good week, 10 days of dry weather, just allow us to get through it all. But you know, you can't really guarantee that too often, so we'll have to see. But I'm gonna see how it looks, and I'd like to say that I can get about another 60 acres in the ground before the weather turns, which shouldn't be too bad once we get it all plowed over. I'd love at least another 60 acres there, and then we'll have about 100 acres ish in the spring. But you know, we will very much have to wait and see on that front, and otherwise, yeah, we're just riding this out, keeping going there. Livestock's doing well, everything's being fed up there. Cousin Wade and all the calves over at the satellite shed not so long ago, just to keep checking in on them, and they are looking a lot better at the minute there. They're putting on some good beef, quite physically, literally there. So, and that's what we need to see. We need to see some continuous development and growth there, and good mass addition of mass every day. So we will see. There's an awful lot of stones in here. I wasn't expecting quite so many, but here we are. We'll have to just hopefully see that these will all get rolled on underneath, and I'll have to hire someone in with a stone picker at some point or another, but not right now. We've got a very small set of rollers. This is a little bit overkill, a lot of overkill on here, but like I say, needs must. We're going to keep rolling this one through. I've done the headlands already, so I've only really got this little bit left here. And then we'll go and see, well, shift a few things around in the yard. I want to hook on the plow and try and go and chase my uncle who's been doing a bit of slurry spreading, really. That's going to be a bit of an aim. So we'll try and get that all turned over. So with another couple of dry days on the horizon, that can be drilled and we'll be done. So we'll have to wait and see how this weather pans out over the next 24 hours. But that is very much going to be the plan. And all right, that's just pretty much done now, which is handy. And I think we'll just pull straight off here because we can. And fold these up. Yeah, it's amazing actually, because this ground here just yesterday was still squelching as you walked across it in places. It was really wet still, so it's dried up remarkably. It does help having a good set of drains in here which run down to the lake in the corner. And there you go, fantastic stuff. Not bad to the rollers there, you know, they do a job. It's just a bit of a slow gig actually rolling, not one of my favorites. Everything else that's been drilled so far is coming up looking really well. I'm very, very pleased with it. And I'm hoping that's going to be a continual trend. Don't have to worry about any OSR at the moment there, which is great. Don't have to worry about what that first week's growth is going to be like when it pre-emerged and post-emergence, and slugs and flea beetle and pigeons. None of those things are really an issue with anything that we've planted at the minute there, which I'm blooming over the moon with. So plan right now is let's go and drop these rollers off somewhere, and then we'll need to hook up my plow, the weight box to go on the front of it as well, and then we will be able to go and get cracking. I think that's a good idea, and we can get going. So we're able to get quite a lot of slurry spread around here, and then Uncle's taking on the mantle up at the South Healy as well and getting a lot out there. Tanks really needed that just to have any sort of chance of us getting through the winter and through the ban. Just needed a little bit of a breather. Now, I should have probably left this in the field. What I will do instead is just drop it into the grass field here. That trail hasn't moved from its last journey with the Ford. Slightly ominous, but never mind. I have a meeting coming up very shortly with a man about grants. It's not called grants, and we're not talking about people called Grant. It's about funding for various different initiatives and buildings. That's all I'm going to say for now, but it could be productive for sure. Let's just lower that down. Yeah, I want to explore a few different things. Projects that we might not go for now, but we'll certainly apply for now because there is an application date that you need to be in for. So we'll definitely see if we can get that rolling now with an, potential for something to happen next year. But yeah, I'd be curious as to see, what that looks like really, and if it's what's possible. So, but let's get this plow hooked on here and get ourselves a way to follow Uncle out to some fields, I reckon. The first thing I need to do is just sneak past the plow here, get on into the corner where we can pick up my weight. It's always good to have that on. Weight block on, then we'll hit the plow on, and then we're away, I think, pretty much. As you can see, I've made the decision just to run that plow down until it's completely bare metal and worn through. And then hopefully get some new metal on there for the spring work. We'll see how that works as a plan. Lift up my weight there, that's wonderful. All right, looking good. Perfect. Oh, my radio is making a noise. What's going on here? Turn that up.
Hello, are you online?
Oh, it's Bungle. Hello, yes, I'm here.
Alright, perfect. We've just had Trevor on the phone. Wants to go down and have a chat with him.
Oh. Well, that was quick. That's not ideal. I've just put the plow on. I was about to go up to South Healy. Are you heading down there now?
I am on my way down there now. Do you want to come in on the way past?
I suppose I can do. Yep, that's not a problem. We'll have a quick chat before I get on up.
Alright. See you there.
Wonderful. All right, well, we're going off to see Trevor. That's ominous. And then we'll go and get ourselves into the field. Right. Let's just pull away from here without pranging the corner of the plow off the shed. That would be swell. Around that way. I think I'm looking all right for diesel. In there, you'll see, is the new trailer I was mentioning. It's a Bailey trailer. It's looking in immaculate condition. Had a repaint. It's just a flat trailer. Stick a tractor on there, telehandler on there if you want, but I've opted to stick the Lemkin on, which would be great. It does mean I'm quite long, but it's, you know, it's better and it's safer driving around that way than it is to have it sticking out both sides, particularly if I happen to be driving anywhere at night. That is definitely not a good look. And then we'll stick the press on the front and we're all good to go, really. So that's my thinking. I wonder, I'm just going to put that way. That makes me happier. A lot easier to get out there. All right. Okie dokie then. So we'll get ourselves away. We actually spent, or we're due a bill in excess of about £17,000, I think, for the fertilizer and urea that we're going to need over the course of the next 12 months. So that's a delight to pay. Sure, it's not as much as some people are, and we're really trying to rely on as much organic fertilizer as possible. But yeah, good lord, wasn't too pleased with that. All right, so there's Uncle's Jeep. So where's Bungle? He must have been on his way down there already, I guess. All right, so we're just gonna fill up with a little bit of diesel here, make sure we're all looking good. Then we'll swing on down. I should have washed the tractor that showed that for Trevor that I've looked after it there, but here we go. And we will get this taken care of, hopefully. All being said, there you go. All right, onwards we go. Just a little splash in there. We're looking good. Yes, we are. Put some beacons on and try not to make too much muck and mess down the driveway. Wonderful stuff. We didn't get any hay made on the pasture there today, or this year. Maybe a missed opportunity there, but just wasn't going to happen with everything else that we had to do. But we will, you know, maybe look to do that next year around. But with all the extra land that we're going to be bringing on board, it's going to be very difficult to get everything done, and we'll see. I think those bales there we're actually going to end up keeping this year. Don't know if we'll get to sell them, because it looks like we'll use quite a lot over at South Healy. Obviously, it makes zero sense to sell them and then have to try and buy some back in somewhere else down the line. So we'll hold tight, and then if they're surplus, we can sell them off next year there. Not bothered about that, we'll find a way. Rather just keep our powder dry and see what we've got. Really impressed by with how that's coming in. Cover crop there is looking great. Really is. Okay. Oh, there's our other Land Rover. Looks like Trevor's been selling quite a few of his machines off here. There's not anywhere near as many tractors as there were once upon a time. I guess they're over. Yeah, they're over there chatting. Okay. We'll stick it around here. Have a look. See. I guess we'll just park it here for right now and go and have a quick chat. No one's gonna get in the way, I don't think. Two gentlemen standing looking over a tractor is never good. What's happening? How are we getting on? Hello, son. Brace yourself. Trevor, how are you?
Thanks for coming down. Well, I wanted to run through what we've found so far. I'll be honest, it's not looking good.
Okay. All right. Well, that's discomforting, but let's find out what's going on.
Well, we know we had an issue with oil, but it's a lot more than that. The block has a crack in the side, which I think is a fatigue or stress fracture caused by a vibration somewhere in the drivetrain. That engine crack has hydro-locked the engine. The damage is extreme. New block, piston liners, camshaft, pistons, valves, rockers, gaskets, injectors, oil pump, cylinder head. The list goes on.
Oh my word. It's a whole rebuild.
Essentially, it's an entire new engine build. And sadly, that isn't all of it. We're still not on the drivetrain yet to see where the vibration came from. so it could be a new clutch pack, or more in there too.
So you mean we could go through all of that to change it, and that might not fix the issue?
I wish I had better news, but the parts we know of alone would be north of 5 grand.
5 grand for parts alone. Oh, wowzers.
Another clutch pack isn't a quick or cheap repair either.
Oh, my word. Okay. That's not good at all. You're not wrong. I mean, any idea of what this thing's worth as it is right now? Is it worth sinking 5.5, 6 grand into a bungle? I'm not sure it is. Oh, well, it's a difficult one. Like, a lot of money for a machine that's, what, pushing 25 years old. Doesn't seem to make much sense as it is right now, especially if that might not fix it. Yeah.
If I were you, I'd start looking at other options for a tractor. This could rapidly become a money pit, and something I think should be avoided on a tractor that's nearly 30 years old. I'll give you some time to think it through, but I just wanted to let you know where we stand. I've got to head to another customer now.
Yep. Right, well, thanks for that, Trev. Appreciate it. We'll have a chat, and we'll have to speak with uncle and cousin as well and see what that looks like. Jeez, that's not the news I was hoping for. I thought it'd just be something oil related. Pump, maybe a seal. We'll be away. No, you're telling me. Ugh, I had an idea it wasn't great when it was shipped away on the down here, but it's not good at all. Well, we'll go and have a chat with uncle anyway, and we'll go and see what's going on up there. Are you going up there now, are you? Yeah, I am. I'm gonna pop up and try and get some of this ground that uncle's been spreading slurry on plowed over, so we can, with any luck, get going with it in the next few days. Right, sounds like a plan. I'll get away ahead of you then, and I'll catch you up there. Okie dokie. All right, good lord. My, how things changed for the worse. That was not great. We'll have to see what that looks like. I'm gonna let uncle. I'm gonna go back here a little bit and let Bungle get himself away. I mean, it's amazing that something that happened so innocuously really can cause something so big. Apparently a crack on the engine block. Who would have seen it? Anyway, we'll have to have a chat about that because it's frustrating in one sense. We were looking at maybe in about a year's time upgrading that machine anyway, because we just need something a little bit bigger with a little bit more punch as we try and push out across this new land that we've got and become a little bit more all-encompassing. So that's a shame, but we weren't ready to do anything with it yet, that's for sure. So we'll have to just keep an eye on that and have a look at a few options, I guess. But woof, that's a lot of money. Maybe you'll get it done for less than 10 grand. Maybe once you factor in labor and any of the parts on the drivetrain. It's a big if. It's a big if. So we'll have to crunch some numbers and have a look and explore what options we have. So we'll see. Anyhow, we'll get ourselves over to South Healy now. It's got a bit dark, but overcast. Oh, there's not supposed to be any more rain. Lord knows I don't need any more of that. And we will get this slurry turned over. We're only on ground at the moment there, where we are far enough away from water sources, and it's either on very flat ground so it won't run off, or it is, like I say, on very, very heavy ground as well, so it won't drain straight through any sandy ground or anything like that. So that's what we've been working on. We've got a few fields done, the grassland done as well. That has been recently cut. So we've emptied the tanks a little bit. I'm sure there'll be some more to do, and also can't go too close to the villagers here because they wouldn't like that. But it's all part of the balance, I guess. And it'll just be good if I can help get a couple of fields done up here as well with the plow. Bring the drill up. I'll spend a good day or two up here just to get everything drilled over in one hit. And then that's another good block taken off. There's ground actually up on top of the hill that where we're in with the soybeans. That can all be done. Oh, get around there. There you go. And then over here without cracking into the ford. Perfect. So yeah, we've still got lots to do up here. We'll have to see how we get on. Through this one as well without taking out any more gate posts. That'll be swell. Perfect. Bounce, bounce, bounce. That gate and that cattle bridge was built and working perfectly well with this farm first had Massey 135s on there. Not quite so easy these days. Anyhow, looks like the committee is forming. This is going to be a delightful conversation. I do like spending money, but not when I'm forced to. I very much like to do it on my own terms. Anyhow. Stickers into here. Everything looks like it needs to be fed up again here soon. And also mucked out by the looks of things.
Now then, how are we getting on?
Well, I'm sure Bungle's already told you, to be honest.
Yup, sure has. Rotten luck, isn't it?
That's one word for it. Is Cousin around?
He's on his way up now, I think.
Okay.
So what are our options so far?
I mean, it looks like it's fixing the money pit, really. Especially when we don't know if there's going to be any more damage than what you've seen already, which there could well be.
Can we claim it on the insurance?
I had a quick look at that and called the agent on the way up. He said they'd likely write the tractor off based off the estimate that we've been given a loan.
What is that tractor valued at, brother?
Well, Trevor reckoned about 10 to 15 grand in good working order these days. These tractors usually keep all of the value in the good condition. I mean, that's nothing. No, it's not going to buy you much these days, is it? We need a replacement for it. It's not going to get you too far.
Certainly not. Just as we were thinking about upgrading the 77 in the next 12 months. Typical.
Well, we've got to find a solution somewhere. We've got too much work for these 3 tractors, and most of it requires too much power. Yeah, that 78's gonna have to probably stay permanently on the feeder now for a while as well. Ideally, we need another 40k tractors, so there's lots that we're gonna need. I can ask Trevor to have a look at some options. You know, it's possible that it's worth looking into financing. We don't really have the funds at the minute to go out and buy a new machine, so we could look at financing instead. Save that money for those other projects that we had in mind, and then see what he can find, what deals are out there.
What do you think, brother?
Can't hurt to look. Perhaps if we need, we can hire something in for the next month or 2, get us through cultivations, and then look to get a permanent solution by the spring.
Yeah, that'll get us out of a jam.
Now that could be a good plan. That would work. Okay, well, let's think about that. I'll speak with Uncle. Okay, so let's think about that. I'll speak with Trevor, see what he can do for us, see if he can get us a hired tractor in for a month. If you want to run it past Cousin, let him know what we're thinking about and see what his views are.
Yep,
and
I'll speak with
see
him when
where
he's
this
back.
goes. I'm going to try and jump in and get some slurry turned over before it gets too dark on the by the looks of things, as long as there's no rain in those clouds. And we will see what that looks like. All right, sounds good. Think about hiring a machine on the short term. That's good. All right, well, people have been asking a little bit about what's going on in this yard here. Well, you got your old tanker up here. We might get rid of this one day. We don't milk cattle anymore, and that could be worth something for somebody. So maybe something we can look to sell. Old buildings, which are, you know, they serve a purpose, but we've thought about, you know, if you're going to go bigger, does this work? And that's why we're going to have a chat about a few different grants, because ultimately the infrastructure we have here is great for certain things, but it's an old infrastructure. This shed is great now. It's our storage shed. You can see the combines back in there. The header trailer and the header is still over in the field, actually. When we have a next wet day, my job is going to be to service over that combine and get her all set up for the winter. Because, yeah, combine driver should always take care of that once he's finished the field work. And then that'll be us all good to go there as well. So we'll hopefully get that sorted out soon. Yeah, lots happening. It looks like it's going to start raining soon. I really hope it's not. You can see we put slurry on this grass field here as well as the one out back, but we stopped it short of the dip, because that dip, if you go down there, then that might make its way through into a stream down in the bottom of the wood there, which is not what we don't want. Really want to be careful about that. We haven't put any into here because that field's right next to the water source as well, and right next to the river. And the environmental agency will go after you hard if they find you've been polluting the stream. Get through there. There you go. Ooh, I'm nearly hitting my fence. Easy does it. So 2 fields up here have been spread already. Not much. Maybe I think it'll amount to about 17, 18 acres, to be honest. If I go hard enough, I'll get that all done this evening with these. But it's just going to be, it'll be good just to get another one ticked off the list there, in all honesty. And I think we will. There's a lot of weeds around here as well. We're just going to start in the smaller one dead ahead. Why not? There's still loads of lumber around here as well. They've been thinning out all the trees around here for a while. And it's something they've never really quite finished off with. I can understand why they're doing it. It makes sense. But yeah, just need to finish the job. Okay, well, I think last time around this was a real sod of a field to plow, because I think we started over there. So I think we'll start right here. There you go. That's a very sharp, responsive plow. Plows down. Charge. Get myself into the right gear here. That's not it. There you go. That's better. It's actually burying this trash pretty well. I thought it might be a bit of an issue there. It's just the weather we've had recently has been so terrible. It's left us with so many issues that you just can't get on top of. So I'm really pleased to see that this is turning over quite nicely. It's relieving a lot of the issues that were floating around there. So that is fantastic. Really, really is. And straight ahead of me, you can't really see it too well, but there's an old quarry in there that's still active. And we've used that quite a bit in the past, particularly for that road that we just drove in on. So we'll be looking to try and use it where we can moving forward. A few little bits and pieces that we need to do. That plow's not lifted up. There you go. And what we'll do is just spin it all the way around here. Put my ends in, and then we're all set. This field takes more turnaround than it does anything else. It's nearly too small enough for just to be put into grassland and forgotten about. But I say nearly. As you can see, it's turning over really nicely, this soil. It's looking very, very good, actually. Really quite pleased with that. So hopefully that will stay true throughout the field. The slurry underneath there will give this field a really good chance to get going. This was barley. So I can't remember if it was spring barley or not, but it's probably going to go into oats. And then the field over there was wheat. So what we'll likely do with that field of wheat there is stick it into a cover crop, and then that will go into spring barley in the springtime, obviously, and we'll be able to take advantage and get things going from there as well. So that might well be the plan for that. And we just need to double check my records on that one. We have seed up here as well for oats, I do believe. So we should be looking good. I'll be able to take the plow down, drop that off, and bring up the trailer for the drill, and we'll be set. But ultimately, it's just going to be us ticking away, getting a few more jobs done over the evening here, flying along, seeing how it's looking, and all being well, if the weather stays nice, we'll be into November very shortly, in a week or so, and then we will be cracking on with a little bit more winter plowing, some maintenance work, animal work, and then that's our winter rinse and repeat, I would say. And we'll see. There's a few things that are hopefully changing. Maybe not towards the end of this year, but certainly into January there. And then, hey, depending on what I have to do with the tractor there, you never know. That might be changing a little bit sooner. So, yeah, there's a lot of excitement to have around here for sure. We just need to get things ticking along, and we will bring you along for that ride as and when we see it. So thank you very much for watching. We're probably going to wrap this one up here. I hope you have enjoyed. If you have and you've yet to do so, please do hit that like button and subscribe for more. I have been Simulation for the Nation. This has been my farming life. If you want to see more, there is a whole playlist that you can catch up with to date with, and we will bring you another episode probably very shortly as well on Sunday. So until then, thank you very much for watching. Do stay safe, enjoy what you're doing, and we'll catch you in the next one.